so much power.
Shaquille fadeaway.
Hold on to the roof. The second down.
It's like a man against boys here tonight. So many.
I get strong, and the more stronger I get, nobody can stop me.
Shaquille O'Neal is of course well known around the NBA community. In fact, there's very few people around the world that don't know of him. And it's not hard to figure out that he was one of the most dominating and intimidating physical presences that the game has ever seen. However, it's hard to really describe just how powerful he was back in his playing days. And that's why we got together a list of plays and performances that Shaq had throughout his NBA career that truly showcase the type of power and physicality that he played with on a daily basis. Number 10. You know that you're one of the strongest players in the league when you're able to inflict damage to the basketball hoop in any kind of way. Shaquille O'Neal was able to do just that, and multiple times I might add. This first one that we're talking about happened in his rookie season. Take a look at how it all played out.
Was starting, Bowie was coming off the bench as Shaquille follows and does bring down the entire backboard.
Did you see that? He rose up and dunked it with relative ease, and yet the entire rim came down with him. It's not often that you see the entire stanchion that holds the net up completely pull all the way down towards the floor and then spring back up. Even when it rose back up, it just couldn't stand back up correctly due to the power he brought down on it. And of course, that play caused the game to stop until the officials got it all sorted out. Number 9. This one happens to be very similar to the last clip we showed, but a whole lot more violent than before. With Shaq on the Orlando Magic, the team was going up against the Brooklyn Nets. Shaq caught a beautiful pass from one of his teammates while he was underneath the rim, and that's when he proceeded to do this.
Kept it alive again, did he?
Yep, he did. Almost put it in, too. Here's Bowie. Shaquille, whoa!
On the floor. And stops anybody down. He brought the whole goal down.
Not only did he force the rim to come crashing down onto the court, but the clock above the backboard that shows the time and shot clock actually hit Shaq on the back because it came all the way down. Everything about that hoop on this one just came completely crashing down. It was yet another casualty of the Big Diesel's dominance. Number 8. This one's actually pretty interesting, as a lot of you might not have seen it before. We all know how strong Shaq is, but did you all know that he apparently had the ability to cut the power to an arena? Yeah, we didn't either. Check out this play when Shaq made a play on the basketball and everything went a little haywire.
Chapman comes the other way, the Lakers leading it. Chapman comes in deep, all the way. Pick it up, Shaq blocks it.
O'Neal blocked Rex Chapman's layup attempt so hard off the backboard that the arena lights went out, along with numerous cameras that were just simply lost power. Whether this was just a coincidence or not is still unknown, but I still like to think that Shaq's block was that thunderous. Number 7. This one doesn't happen to be a particular play, but rather an entire game. Shaq wasn't messing around when the Magic took on the Dallas Mavericks back in 1993. He turned into a wizard on both ends of the floor, dominating anybody who dared come into the paint on either end.
Davis puts it on the floor, spins with the left hand. O'Neal.
He had 38 points, 13 rebounds, and 7 block shots in the game. The majority of his points came straight from the paint, and it didn't matter who was defending him.
Mavericks got to send him to the line. Shaq shows, goes, pump fakes, leans in, flips it up.
He hit 14 out of the 16 field goals he attempted. Dallas learned about Shaq's incredible power the hard way, and yet they just kept on trying to test him in the low block. Number 6. This is another game from Shaq's legendary career. This one came back in 2004 when some considered him to be slightly falling out of his prime. He apparently didn't agree with that idea, and he let the Milwaukee Bucks know about it in this one.
Peyton on Desmond Mason. Brevin Knight goes. Shaq just went up and caught it. The Lakers out on a run. Nobody can.
He dropped 31 points, grabbed a whopping 26 rebounds, and had 7 blocked shots. It literally didn't matter what player the Bucks threw at him to try and box him out. The man was a vacuum when the ball bounced off the rim. You don't grab every single rebound like that without some type of power down low to just throw people out of the way. Number 5. It's not often that you see a man like David Robinson get pushed around, but Shaq was just one of a kind. In this clip, Shaq was on the Lakers and they were playing the San Antonio Spurs. He was given the ball while posting up Robinson, a very large man that matched Shaq at least in terms of height. However, a few dribbles with the ball really showed who was the more powerful human being. Take a look at this. It only took a few steps to get Robinson completely thrown back underneath his own net. Then, on top of the dramatic pushback from Shaq, he jumped up to try and contest the shot attempt. This was only to get dunked on even harder by O'Neal and have the Lakers fans roar up to their feet. Before we move on to this next play, make sure to take a minute and slam that subscribe button. Otherwise, Shaq might come over to your next pickup game and dunk all over you. Number 4. Trying to rebound with Shaq right next to you was nearly impossible. We mentioned earlier that he was like a vacuum with the ball up in the air, and in this clip, you can see another instance where that's exactly the case. Unfortunately, for the other dude in the play, he learned that the hard way. Check this out. That guy really was in great position to at least contest for the rebound, and yet Shaq made stealing the ball from him look easy. Then afterwards, if it wasn't already embarrassing enough, he bumped into him to create a ton of space and then rose up to dunk all over him. With that type of power raining down on you, there seriously wasn't much that the dude could have done any differently. Number 3. Going back to some legendary performances from Shaq that really showed his true power, we go to the year 2000. Shaq and the Lakers were playing the Indiana Pacers in the NBA Finals.
3 of his field goal attempts. O'Neal juggles it, recovers, not only hits the basket, but as you were saying, Doug, once he...
This game was the series clincher, and Kobe Bryant was struggling with his shot. He only made 8 out of his 27 attempts that night. However, Shaq pulled through and dropped a ridiculous 41 points, added on 12 rebounds and 4 block shots to grab a championship.
1 for 15.
Now this is where they want to use clock and stay organized and look at that. Yeah, so Shaq right there.
Number 2. Ironically, this was the same year as the previous game we talked about. This one came in March of 2000 with the Lakers taking on their rivals, the Los Angeles Clippers. Shaq knew that his team was better all around and wanted to prove a point to the Clippers that the Lakers run LA.
Now with our passing tonight, pass into Shaq. He's under the basket. He puts it up, finger rolls it in.
He was able to do just that by playing 45 minutes of action, dropping 61 points and grabbing 23 rebounds. He made 24 out of his 35 shot attempts from the field as well.
1,000. Fisher into Shaq. Good position. Now lay it up and blow it. Get it back, slam it.
It literally didn't matter which player the Clippers put on Shaq that day, as he was scoring on almost every possession.
So got 20 points in the ball game. Shaq go to the dribble. Pivots underneath. Puts it up. And blocking the shot in the air.
Most of those scores happened the same way, with O'Neal posting up and eventually throwing defenders out of the way for dunks and easy layups.
Crowd is chanting MVP.
Well, for the MVP, the night reads 61 points.
Number 1. This is probably one of the craziest stat lines I've ever seen. It happened back in 1993. Shaq was playing against the New Jersey Nets here, and he just went absolutely ballistic.
Nice dish. All right.
It was still just his second season in the league at this point, but that really didn't matter. He dropped 24 points, had 28 rebounds, and here's the crazy one, an unbelievable 15 block shots.
O'Neal challenges and a block by Shaquille.
That many block shots in just one game tied an NBA record, and it was also one of the most incredible triple-doubles of all time, as he became the second player in league history to record a 20-20-10 triple-double.
And watch Benoit fight him. O'Neal. Won't go.
This was one of those power games that Shaq didn't even need to score in. He was constantly grabbing rebounds no matter who was around him and harmfully swatting the ball away anytime somebody attempted to attack him on the other end.
That was a pass off the glass. Yeah, you might be right. Blocked by Shaquille, his 15th block of the ball game.
If this one isn't a perfect example of the pure power and strength that Shaq had when he was playing in the league, then I don't know what is. Hey, that does it for this video on the times when Shaquille O'Neal showed the world his next level power. Make sure you click on the video that appears on your screen now to keep watching.